we do provide, and inshallah many people have benefited from that. And it's down to, as I mentioned before, down to yourselves as well, how much you utilize it, because our mentors are available for you to utilize. So inshallah, to give more detail about this, I'm going to hand over to Ustadh Siraj Mahmood, who is from Bolton himself, a local businessman. And inshallah, he's going to give you the detailed breakdown about our mentorship program. Jazakallah.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen, wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een, amma ba'd. So inshallah we're going to go on to the mentoring program, but just to make us understand why it's so important, is to say, for example, you're all learning to fight or to become a fighter. The first thing you do is you get basic training. You go to a gym, it's a controlled environment, so you can learn the technique, you can practice the technique, you can get familiar with it. But then when you go for your fight and you get put in the ring, if you see no fighter is ever left alone, so they still get given guidance. And now we're going to the biggest fight of our life. So you could say this 10-day Itikaf was like a fight camp, a retreat, a training camp. And we've learned about our enemy, we've studied him, and we've studied and been given the tools that we need as well. But now we don't just want to leave you on your own. We want to make sure you succeed, you become successful. So in order to do that, you also will be assigned a mentor. You can say it's like that coach in the corner. So the bottom line is, you're going to have to fight yourself. No one's going to fight for you. You have to fight your own battle. So this battle against shaitan and the Dajjalic system, this is something you're going to have to do. But it doesn't mean you have to be on your own. It doesn't mean you have to be alone. And that is what your mentor is there for, is to help you through that journey. Just say you fall, how to get back up. Just say you keep getting hit, how to avoid getting hit, how to block, how to defend the attacks, how to go on the attack, not always to be on the defense, when to defend, when to attack. This is what your mentor does and helps you. But ultimately, like any fighter in the ring, they have to fight themselves. You've got to do the fight. You've got to step in that ring. And as soon as Itikaf finishes, you said the ring opens. The shayateen will be released, the big ones, and they're going to come for us. So it's not that, oh, I'll get home, or I'll have a nice sleep, and tomorrow we'll tell the shaitans will start tomorrow. As soon as Maghrib starts, that's it, it's game on, fight on. And they're going to be waiting for you to leave the masjid. So we should also be waiting for them as well. Instead of we becoming their victim, we should be the ones that are, okay, we're ready for you now as well. So this is where the aftercare and the mentoring takes place, inshallah. So we're just going to briefly explain how it works, so you understand how it works. And once you get on with it, inshallah, you'll understand yourself. But just before we go on to the mentoring, what is the tools that you've got? What is that's going to help you? And it is basically your 5 fundamental practices. What you've been through with Ustadh Shalom just before this. This is the core. This is like your tools that you've got. So if you're fighting boxing, your hands. If you're a kickboxer, your feet. Without this, you can't do anything. You cannot fight. So this is the core. Without this, what's there to mentor you with? If you're not doing this, then there's nothing for them to help you with. So you've got to make an effort. And it's these 5 fundamental practices, you say, is the core of everything. Now, alhamdulillah, you've learned how to spiritually travel, but this is just based on the intention. Now imagine when you start actually doing these amals and progressing, how it would affect your spiritual journey. Similarly, on the other hand, if you do not practice these 5 fundamental practices, or these 5 amals, you will see that in your spiritual journey as well. So this is why it's very important that we're clear and we understand them very well. So very briefly, we're not going to go into detail because you've been through it. We're just going to quickly go through everyone and just quickly go through explain. So you've seen this, the dhikr. So first I just want to ask, let's see, Brother Faryad, the dhikr, the la ilaha illallah dhikr, how long do we do it for?
How long?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a time duration to it.
Okay. So with the la ilaha illallah dhikr, does anyone help? 20 minutes, yeah? So 20 minutes daily, we have to do the la ilaha illallah dhikr. Okay, now this is a tough question. It's not that tough, but it's honestly, it's brave. Who's willing to come up and show us how to do the dhikr? Who's brave enough? 'Cause it'll be a great reward, because by doing that, you'll also benefit yourself. MashaAllah. We've got Brother Shahid repping Maidenhead. Come on, Brother Shahid, show us how to do this dhikr. Oh, it's Hounslow. Sorry, did I get it wrong?
No, made it.
Yeah, well, there you go. Astaghfirullah. What are you doing, bro?
Confirming.
So, nice and clear, and just shows how to do the methodology, inshallah. So remember, this can be a point, 10 points for Maidenhead.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So basically, obviously, we start with the intention with the three keys. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching me, hearing me. And then the zikr you start as la, it starts from your stomach. So you're taking the darkness from your stomach and going up from your right side, going up. Ilah goes into your head, and then Allah comes back to your heart. Clean, takes the darkness out, and then brings the light back into your heart. So you say, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah.
Yep, Jazakallah. Perfect. Jazakallah. Has anyone got anything else to add, or are we happy with that? MashaAllah, it's a very good demonstration. Jazakallah. That's £10, 10 points to Maidenhead. I was at £10 then. I'll check up, not got that much in my pocket at the moment. He would have done it again and again.
Does breath come into it? Are we conscious of how we breathe?
The most important thing is the mindset and following that. That's where the most effect is. And like what Brother Shahid mentioned, just to go into a bit more explanation. So what you're imagining is, so exactly how it's mentioned. So when you're saying La, like you said, you imagine all the darkness is coming here. But as you're saying, like, you're imagining all the darkness. When we say darkness, the sins, whatever difficult, whatever it is that's taking you away from Allah, you're saying no to it. That, Ya Allah, I don't want this, I'm sacrificing this. And when we're saying La ilaha, we're saying, Ya Allah, we're giving it to you. We don't want this, we're taking this out of us. We don't want this anymore. Whatever it is, maybe fame, maybe it's a certain sin you're struggling with, present it to Allah. You can imagine the name of Allah above you, like this, in front of you, with your eyes closed. We say, Ilaha, that Ya Allah, nothing, we want nothing, we don't want this, we want to take this away from us. And then when we're saying, Illallah, all we want is you, Allah. So that is the mindset you want. And as that light's coming, you imagine that light, then it's cleansing you, and you're starting again. And then you can even do it if it's one sin, two, whatever it is, think of them, whatever, and imagine they're actually leaving your body. And with this sort of mindset for 20 minutes, if you stay focused like this, you will see the effects of your zikr. This is why most of the breath is more about the focus. That what are you doing? And ultimately what you're saying is that, Ya Allah, I'm removing every sin, every filth, all the dirt, I'm going to sacrifice, whatever it is, the dunya, the temptations, and all I want in my heart is you. So that's the kind of mindset you want to have, and you do that for 20 minutes, okay? And how many times do you do this, zikr? Can someone tell me? 20 minutes, sorry, how many times in the day? Okay, and how many times in the week? 7 every day, yeah? So I thought someone might say 7 times in a day, but no one's that keen at the moment, but alhamdulillah. Okay, so we've got that, right? 20 minutes, yeah? And we understand the method. Any questions? Because it's very important we understand this.
Is it only 20 minutes, or if you feel like you want to do more, you can do more?
If you want to, that's fine, but try to stick to 20 minutes. That's because that's generally the time frame that's given. Okay. Any other questions with methodology or no? Because it's very important. Because you're going to take this on your own and do this. No one's going to. Obviously, your mentor will be there to support you, but when you do it, you're going to do it yourself. So, any confusion? No. Okay, that's. It's not necessary, but it's better to have it. It's better to have it. Okay. Anything else? No.
It's a sunnah to stay in wudu.
Of course, yes. Obviously, the more cleaner you are, the more effect it's going to have. So it would be better to do wudu. But it's not, you said, necessary. Okay. And then we have the muraqabah dua. Okay. So everyone familiar with this methodology? Raise your hand if you're not familiar with it. Alhamdulillah, you've had a practice of this as well. Okay. So, Brother Musa, are you familiar with the muraqabah dua? Could you explain one thing that you'd think of in the muraqabah, or the first thing that you'd think of? So once you've done this preparation,
It's Lataif.
okay, so that's the muraqabah miraj. So so do you know which one the muraqabah dua is?
I'm not sure then.
Okay, could someone help him out? Anyone want to help our brother Musa? Go on, brother Zain, please.
You think about the three keys. Allah's with me, hearing me, and watching me, and then you envisage the massive word of Allah in the sky, and the light is coming down to your heart.
Okay, so first in your mind, like this picture, then in your heart, okay, and then what do you then present to Allah?
Your needs,
Okay, so that's one of them, alhamdulillah. So what do we, oh, yeah.
and then your problems.
Okay, is that the order? Can someone help him out? So them, they're right, they're correct, but before that, there's two more. We're going to have another one besides, but Brother Shahid doing it for everyone. You're not Brother Shahid, someone else please, Brother Zafar. MashaAllah. Anyone who you think?
Suleiman.
Go on, Sulaiman, MashaAllah.
You need to do tawbah, so present your sins,
Okay, MashaAllah.
and you need to do thankfulness for some blessings.
Okay, MashaAllah. So what number have we give generally? What was the general number? 7, yeah? And then there was one more that you present. So we've had, we've present our sins to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seek forgiveness. We've, thank Allah ta'ala for the blessings He's given us. We've had needs, we've had problems. And what was the last one? Guidance. Okay, MashaAllah, yeah. So we got guidance. So can someone tell me the difference? Okay, it's a common question. The difference between need and a problem, not anyone who I've already told, because some people have had tariq al-kai.
A need is something that's not necessary to be resolved. Possibly, it's
Right.
like you might actually, yeah, like because if you've not got enough money to feed your family, then that's a problem. But if you've not got enough money to buy the car, the supercar that you want, then that's a need.
Does anyone else want to?
I'm guessing that's wrong.
No, there's not. There's something there that's right. Anyone else wants to help out? Very simple explanation. So, yeah, needs and problem. The difference between a need and a problem.
So, the need is something that you want in your life.
Okay.
Like Allah, for example.
Okay.
The problem is something you don't want in your life.
Yeah, mashallah. So the difference is the need is something that you've not got but you want or you need, and the problem is something you've got but you don't want. Yeah, so you know the opposite. Yeah, so the need is whatever it is you present to Allah, I need this, whatever it is, and then the problem is I've got this but Allah, I want to remove it. Yeah, and then the final one, the Prophet said you seek guidance. So some decisions you're trying to make, maybe college, uni, work, marriage decisions, plan on buying a house, moving countries, whatever it is, you present it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then there's a final thing when we rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Could someone explain that bit to me? So how do we rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What do we do? What do we visualize? Any brothers here? We got Brother Teek there at the back.
So once you've presented everything, you imagine as if you're now giving it in Allah's hands. So now it's not in your control, it's in Allah's control. And
Okay.
you're relying on Allah's power to obviously, reliance.
Okay. So basically, yeah. So basically, you presenting everything in like a box, a gift box, and then you're imagining that gift box then is going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you're feeling all of this that you've mentioned to Allah ta'ala now, you've left it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now you're going to do whatever you can do in your means, but you're going to leave it Allah ta'ala to deal with it. Okay? So are we clear on the 2 zikrs? And how long do we do this for as a bare minimum? Someone shout out. 10 minutes. Yeah? 10 minutes. If you want to do longer, that's fine. So altogether, how long does the zikr and the muraqabah take? 30 minutes, mashallah. That's some sharp brothers here. 30 minutes, yeah? So 20 minutes la ilaha illallah and 10 minutes the muraqabah. That's it. Literally, that's it. We spend more than that on our phones wasting time. So 30 minutes is absolutely nothing.
Do we need to do this in order?
Yeah, so you do the La ilaha illallah dhikr first, okay? And then you do this muraqabah. And
I mean the muraqabah, you know,
oh, in this order, yeah. So you would do this in order. So starting with the great sins. First, obviously, you develop the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, present the sins, blessings, needs, problems, and you seek guidance, rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, present it as a gift to Allah, and then that's it.
you know, on the next day when you do the same muraqabah, you do the same thing, like, for example, like, if I have a problem yesterday and I presented that to Allah, and then tomorrow same.
Yeah, keep on doing it, and inshallah, when the time is right, then that issue will go, whatever it is, however Allah wants to deal, will be dealt with. Yeah.
Because sometimes you can't think of
Yeah.
like a problem or
Yeah, it's no issue. If it's the same thing reoccurring, that's what it's there. Anything. The fact is that you're connecting to Allah Ta'ala and you're relying on Allah. That is the main thing, that you're presenting it to Allah, nobody else. That's the main thing. Yeah? Is that okay? Any questions on the zikr and the muraqabah?
Muraqabah, you have your eyes closed, is that right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So exactly how they taught you, yeah, that's exactly how you would do it, with your eyes closed. Anything else? Yeah. Yeah, so I was going to get onto that. So, mashallah, now that you mentioned it, so before the zikr and the muraqabah, you're given certain amals to recite. Which ones do you have to recite before the zikr and the muraqabah? I don't know. You tell me. Okay, inshallah. No, so just for the zikr and this muraqabah, yeah, your daily one, all you need to do is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Astaghfirullah 3 times, yeah, Durood Sharif 3 times, and La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah 3 times. Okay, then for both, so you do it for your zikr, so you start with your intention, presence, 3 keys, and then you pray the amals, and then you'd start. Then again for the muraqabah, you'd pray the amals, your intention, your 3 keys, amals, and then you start the muraqabah. Is that fine, yeah? Is everyone clear on that, yeah? Anything you don't know about the zikr before we move on? No, so I'm guessing that means everyone's crystal clear on how to do this.
So muraqabah is different to muraqabah essentially.
Yeah, so that's muraqabah miraj, and this is muraqabah dua. Yeah. So we're clear on these two, yeah? So how you need to see this as your muraqabah and your zikr. So just say, we've got mashallah a few gym goers here. Yeah, you can answer this for me. So just say you go to the gym and you lift and you lift and you lift, but you don't have the correct nutrition, what's going to happen? Imam Sahib, you're the biggest out of all of us, you can tell us. You get big here, but you get to a certain point where you can't lift anymore. Yeah? So if you just keep lifting in the gym and not eating, yeah, you just lift, and you don't eat the right nutrition, eventually your body's to call it plateau. You're not going to lift anymore. Similarly, this is how it works. That if you think, oh, I'll just do the sheets on my own, or I'll just stop looking. Yeah, maybe now because you're all supercharged up from Itikaf, you'll be okay. But that battery, as you get back into day-to-day life, will slowly go down and down. And when as you don't do your amals, eventually you'll come to a point where even maybe where you're feeling strong now, even just stopping from swearing might become difficult. And this is where that dhikr helps. It's your spiritual nutrition. It's the food for the soul. It's the food that gives you the charge to keep on going. So it's not just, okay, I'll just do the sheets and leave the dhikr. Yes, maybe now because you're charged up, it'll help you for a certain while. But as the days go on, your battery will start to go and you'll begin to find it difficult. So this is why it's very important. Yeah, if you want to progress, if you want to succeed on this path, you need your dhikr. See it as your food. Yeah? Okay, so that's that, and the muraqabah as well. And one of the things the muraqabah is doing is helping you to focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to have that laser focus on Allah. Because eventually you want to make this muraqabah your lifestyle where everything you do is connected to Allah. So everything becomes like worship. Your day-to-day business. You know, it's not that, you know, our blessed teachers mentioned the quote, but I don't know if it's the exact words, that it's not that you're taken out of the world, but it's the world's taken out of you. So ultimately, what should be left then? Allah and His Rasul and the Mashaykh. Yeah? So that's what the muraqabah helps you to develop. That's 2 things. So there's 3 more things left. Can anyone tell me what them 3 things are? Yeah, the sheets. Did you mention that? MashaAllah. What are the sheets? 1 second. So go on, you speak loud. Okay. 3 sheets we mentioned. You're not doing all 3 at once. So tongue sheet you mentioned, okay, and then what else? MashaAllah, sincerity sheet, and another sheet, prayer sheet. Okay, so we got given the 3 sheets. So we've not had much interaction from here. So I keep forgetting. Is it Siab? Yeah, MashaAllah, I got it correct. Siab, brother, the tongue sheet. Can you explain to me how, the tongue sheet works? 1 second, let the mic stop.
If you've committed if you commit a sin with your tongue, then it's a cross.
Okay.
If you've knowingly done it, and if you haven't committed a sin with the tongue, then it's a tick.
Okay. You mentioned something, knowingly done it.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So if you stub your toe and you say a swear word by accident, then that's all right.
Okay.
As long as you try to take that out of your subconscious.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So so how long do you tick for?
30 days. Well, you carry on doing it, but 30 days is until you progress.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so are we clear with that, right? So if you intentionally, like basically you've had road rage, maybe you're driving, everything's nice, you've left here, you're really peaceful, you're thinking I'm going to become a friend of Allah now, and some guy just pulls out on you, and it's all ready to come out. Now if you consciously think that I'm going to do X, Y and Z to him, then that's going to be it, and you put your window down and say I'm going to do X, Y and Z to you, then that's a big cross. You need to go back in Itikaf, right? But if it just came out and you're like, oh, damn, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't think about it. It just came out, and that'll be a tick, because we're trying to for training purposes. Yeah, okay. Do you understand that? Yeah. So no road rage after you leave here. Yeah. Okay. So that's the tongue sheet. Now we have the sincerity sheet. I want to ask someone before we go into sincerity sheet. Why do you think this sheet's very important? And it's a very important point. We'll ask another brother. We had a few on there. Brother Nelson, brother. All I know is Nelson, brother. Go on, Nelson, brother. MashaAllah. Brother Abid's watching you, so make sure you answer it correctly.
It's just to remind yourself that your amals and everything is for the pleasure of Allah and not for anything else.
MashaAllah. No, but why is that important? Because why that's important? Okay, that's fine. But another very important point, that why is that what he just said? Okay, that you're doing it for Allah, but why is it important? Sorry? The other sheets are also making you accountable. Go on with Hamza.
But without the right intention, it doesn't really count.
Yeah. So you can do as much worship as you want. You can worship all night, all day. But if your intention is not correct, that worship has no value on the Day of Judgment. So it doesn't matter how much worship you do if it's not got the correct intention. Yet on the other side, maybe you do very little worship, but you're doing it for the pleasure of Allah. That is going to have much more weight than any other worship. So that's why intention is very important. Yeah? Do we understand that? Now, when do you make the correct intention? So how does this sheet work? Can someone explain it to me? With which actions, which acts do we use this sheet, or how does it work?
At the start, in the middle, and at the end.
Of what?
Of anything you do.
Is that correct, or can we help him out? There's specifically on that sheet is written or is mentioned that there's certain amal that you do or actions that you do where you need to do this initially on this first level. It's very important you know this. Worship. There's 2 particular worships. Now I have to help you about 2 particular things, or 2 or 3, that you're going to be doing every single day where this sheet applies. Salah. Okay, who said that? Brother Rafael, can you explain more, please? No, in terms of what do you mean by how do you apply this sheet to Salah? So how do we apply sincerity sheet, ikhlas, to Salah?
You need to try and do it in each of the 5 daily salahs, in the beginning, middle and end. Refresh that intention. And I think then you can put a tick.
Okay, yeah. So as the brother mentioned, at the time in Salah, so as you begin, you make the intention that it's for the pleasure of, or even before the Salah, that it's intention for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, in your heart, you don't have to say with your tongue. And for the salvation in the hereafter, you start your Salah, you made your intention, you're praying, maybe you prayed 2 rakats, you stand up, then you refresh that intention again, okay? And then at the end, just before you end, you refresh that intention again. Okay? Very important. Is that clear? And then same for all your salahs, yeah, and for basically any major good deed that you're doing, but mainly it's our zikr and our salah, we need that. Okay, for us to get a tick on that sheet, you have to have made the intention, beginning, middle, and end in your dhikr and in your salah, in all your salahs. Yeah, in your muraqabah and in your la ilaha illallah dhikr. Yeah, is that clear? So do we understand that? If there's any questions, ask now because you've got the opportunity.
What if you forget?
Then you have to put a cross and start again. Yeah? So what if you've forgotten and you realize afterwards, then cross, start again. And this particular sheet, how many days do you do it for? Who mentioned that? Yeah, mashallah, yeah? Did everyone hear that? No, do you say it louder?
90 days.
Yeah? So normally you do other sheets 30 days, this one you do for 90 days. So you need a continuous tick for 90 days because it's our ikhlas, it's something we need to build to make sure it's strong and firm. Yeah?
What's the best time do you think to do these amals?
Inshallah, we'll go on to that, inshallah. I'm just going to go through the sheets, then we'll go on to that. So we've mentioned so far how many sheets? Which one have we been through? Tongue sheet and sincerity. So what's left now? Salah sheet. Okay. So who's brave enough to explain the salah sheet? So do I have to pick someone? Go on. Everyone's got their eyes down, you know. Come on, brothers. Then across, and that sheet's for 30 days. Are we clear on that? So we've got 3 sheets here. Okay, I think. So this is showing us basically the tongue sheet. This is how we do it, yeah? So you try to avoid all the disciplinary rules. Once you've done that, then you get a tick. The prayer sheet, these are the external ones, and the spiritual ones as well we've been given. So that's that. And then you've got the sincerity sheet. So in all major good deeds, e.g. 5 daily prayers and 1 zikr, one should do them for the pleasure of Allah in order to attain salvation and reward thereafter. One should check and refresh his intent in the beginning, middle and end. Okay, we mentioned that. So these now are the 5 amals.
The prayer sheet.
Yep.
Number 1.
Yeah, so these are your physical ones. So
It says praying with Jamaat.
intentionally missing salah with Jamaat without yeah. So it's wajib to pray Jamaat. We shouldn't intentionally miss Jamaat.
So we should be praying all 5 namaz at the masjid.
Yep, with Jamaat. Yeah, obviously unless it says without a valid Sharia excuse. So if you're just sat home watching Netflix or playing PlayStation and you think, oh, I'll just then that's not a valid Sharia excuse. One can be accountable for that.
What would be a valid excuse?
So just say, you're in a place where you're working, maybe there's no masjid there, so you've got nowhere to go to pray Jummah, or you can't get the time off, but you can pray in the area you're in, so you pray.
So how are you going to go to bed? Pray Isha and go to bed. You can't just pray Isha, you've got to go to the masjid. Pray
If unless you've got a valid Sharia excuse, then you should be praying at the masjid. Yeah. You got to think, the salah, what is the salah? It's a gift that's been given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the night of Miraj. Our Prophet ﷺ themselves physically went to get this gift for us, so we can connect Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then for us just to casually miss it. Yeah? Imagine that. Allah ta'ala is giving you a gift from the heavens, and through the best of creation, our blessed Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we're just going to say, okay, I'll just, when I feel like it, I'll just, this Allah Ta'ala is saying, oh my servant, come meet me 5 times a day. Come and see me. Come and speak to me. Come and communicate to me. And we think, oh, you know what? No, I'm not going to go to the house of Allah. Who the one who's given us everything, we're going to leave it for what? A video? Or I'm a bit tired? Is that the reality of us? And then on the Day of Judgment, we expect us to be saved by the Prophet ﷺ. So we expect a lot, but we're not willing to give much. How does that work? So Jama'at should be just our base. We're all guilty of it, but that should be our base. Yeah? So intentionally missing Salah, not perform Sunnah Muqaddah, not perform wudu properly according to Sunnah, does not know obligatory acts. So these are things you need to know. Yeah? These are fundamentals of Salah. This is where you see in the 4 conditions, fiqh was one of the conditions. This is where this all comes in. So it's very important that's why we had them halaqat, to give you, some basis, but to show you that you need to learn these things. Yep, Fabi.
What's
Sunnat Muqaddah is the sunnats that you perform before some of the salah. So for example, before Fajr, you pray 2 rakats, you must pray them. Before Zohar, you got 4. Yeah? So like that. Okay, any other questions?
Say for instance, I drive a taxi.
Okay.
So I'm sitting on the rank for about an hour.
Yeah.
And, waiting in the queues, and I come to number 1. And in sort of 10 minutes or 5 minutes time, it's namaz time.
Okay.
So do I just pull off the rank and go to masjid, or do I wait for my turn and then do my job and then go to the
So, Imam Sahib, can I leave that with yourself? It's a bit more of a...
The valid excuses work that you can't come out of work.
A valid excuses work that you can't come out of work. But if you know that you will, for example, it's Asr Salah, and by the time you've finished dropping off your passenger, Maghrib will have come in, for example, during the winter months, then in that case you have to prioritize Salah. But if the window is big enough, for example, during the spring or the summer months, then you can complete the job and then drop off your passenger and then go to your Salah. So long as you have the valid excuse doesn't clash with the timing of the Salah, then inshallah it should be fine. Inshallah, Allah knows best.
Yeah.
So you're in year number 1. Now the time for Salah is gone, like for Jamaat, not for the time. So they're asking, should they leave that queue, the rank, go pray Jamaat, or should they just stay in the queue and do their next job? Personally, it's voluntary. This is a voluntary act now, so they've got the choice to make the decision.
So basically, priority is Salah, over everything. There is no. But okay, we got.
The brother at the front just looked a bit surprised when you said that it's wajib to attend Salah by Jama'ah. The ulama said that any Salah that is not prayed by Jama'ah is deficient. That's the starting point. But practically, sometimes you can't get to the masjid, in which case what you should do, you should establish Jama'at at home. Get your wife, get your children, be the imam, read, and accustom your children to praying Ba Jama'at, but it should never be omitted. It's just a practical.
Jazakallah. Yep. So just priority is always Salah. There's no doubt in that. There's no shock in that. So then it's up to a person to decide, But ultimately, no one's ever said Salah is not the priority. At the end of the day, it is your choice.
I do pray, but it's just when we're working. We're self-employed, so there's nothing stopping us.
Yeah.
Pulling off the rank.
The bottom line is it's not that you can't come back to that position again, can you?
No. You have to go to the back of the queue.
Yeah, but
so you may be waiting another 2 hours for a job. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. But
One second.
if you miss Sunnat al-Muqadda, can pray after Fard namaz, the Sunnat al-Muqadda after the Fards.
Mullah Sahib, you're the Maulana. And, you know, we're just trying to focus on this. That's more of a fiqhy question.
I'm saying if you missed for any reason,
yeah.
You can pray after the Fards. Or if you, the one trying to apply the cross on your sheet, isn't it? If you miss the Muqadda, that's what I mentioned. You can pray after the Fards.
Yeah.
But only after for certain namaz, not all the namaz. Zohar, for example, Sunnat al-Muqadda before the Fard. But obviously, Sunnat al-Muqadda, you don't have to pray.
Yeah,
no cross on that one. Yes, only for the Sunnat al-Muqadda.
Are you explaining a ruling to us?
Ruling,
Do you want to explain it again so brothers can slow?
Yeah, for any reason you miss.
Can we have the sheet up, please? Because he's trying to explain.
For any reason you have missed Sunnat al-Muqadda of the Zuhr, you can pray after the Fard namaz, so should be no cross on the sheet.
Okay. So Maulana, mashallah, give us a loophole there for the Sunnah Muqadda, okay? So he's saying is if you've missed it, yeah, not intentionally of course, then what you can do is pray as nafal. What's the intention? What with what intention? As Sunnat al-Muqadda you pray? Okay, so okay, no problem. So that's what he's mentioning, and then a person wouldn't get a cross. But inshallah, we can discuss that in a bit more detail because it's a bit of a fiqhy question there.
So the closest mosque to my house is about 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
So if say my brother's in in his room, I have to pray. I just have to get him and make sure I pray with him every time. Like if obviously it's possible.
No, obviously that's yeah. No, so everyone is individually accountable for their salah. Yeah. So it's good, mashallah, it's a very good thing that you're saying to go with your brother to the masjid.
No, I'm saying get, like he doesn't drive, I'm saying get him so I can get a ticket.
Okay, to get that, yeah, obviously, so you do your effort. Whatever effort you can make, you try. Yeah. Now, if he's diddly-daddlying, that's not, the thing is you've made the intention, you've got prepared. You do what's in your control. Yeah, because you do what's in your control, what's out of your control, you're not accountable for. So if you've made intention, and an obstacle comes on, that's not, but you had that intention. So you still try to get there for whatever time you can. Yeah? You will still be rewarded for that. That's still a tick. Yeah? Because the main thing is that you made the intention, you tried. And if an obstacle comes and that's out of your control, you do what's in your control. Yeah?
You read Jamaat at home instead of at the masjid. Is that across them? Because if you had the option of going to the masjid.
Yep. So basically, the main thing is that if you, the point we're trying to make is, if you can go to the masjid and there's no excuse, so like your leg's not chopped off, your arm's not dangling off, and you got no excuse, yeah? Absolutely no excuse. Alhamdulillah, legs are fine, everything's fine, yeah? Even if it's a bit of rain, there's no problem, you can go, then you need to go. But if you're missing it, and there's no excuse, then it's a cross. But if there's some valid Sharia reason, so we need to find out what the Sharia is. So for example, something really, really bad to prevent you an illness or something's happened, that it makes it right, it's impossible for me to go, then you'll do a tick. Then you read like the...
What I'm saying, praying at home does not replace going to the masjid.
No. Only if the... Yeah. Yeah, no. Unless you've had a valid reason that you've not gone to the mosque, then you do Jama'at at home, then that's the second best option basically. Okay, I think we'll move on because there's going to be so many fiqhy questions. We're not going to get... So go on.
So if we were to go to the mosque to do Jamaat, right? Say we missed the Jamaat, so like, that counts as a tick-off for us.
So obviously, as long as, you've tried your best to get there on time, yeah, then and you pray, and then if you missed it for whatever reason, then inshallah that'll be a tick. But yeah, we will leave it there for that because this can go on, and afterwards, inshallah, if you want to ask, we can ask. Okay, so we clear on these sheets now, yeah? MashaAllah, the Salah one was quite a lengthy one. But okay, so the 5 amals, we know them, we know how to do them, we're clear on them. Yeah? Is there anyone who does not understand how to do them? Because remember, this is your bread and butter. Without this, it's like having no tools and you're going to go fight the shaitan. Yeah? Are we clear on this? Yeah? Okay, but even now, if you're not, you still have a mentor to go back to. So don't be, some people might be shy. If you feel like, okay, yeah, I'm okay, and you get home and you think, oh, actually, you know what, I don't remember this, I don't remember that. That's what your your mentor's there for, inshallah. Okay, so now let's go on to the next stage. So, mentee, that's yourselves, to make a firm intention and to start the 5 fundamental practice for the pleasure and closeness of Allah. Yeah? So firm intention that this is it. This is our path, this is our route, and we're going that way. Yeah? Okay. Then to report back to your mentor on a monthly basis as a minimum. So whoever your mentor is, at least as a bare minimum, every 30 days, you should report. Now the third point is the very, very important point. To report back regardless of any progress. Yeah? Sometimes brothers are saying, oh, I've not seen. But those Ustadh, no, you still need to tell. Because you might think you've not seen, or you might think you've not progressed, but in reality some of you did progress, and the Ustadh clarify it. But by you thinking that, that is the biggest mistake you've made. Similarly, yeah, to think, oh, I've had a bad month, I've not been doing my sheets, it's been like this, oh, I don't need to see my mentor. When I start getting all the ticks, I'll go see them. That's the wrong time to see them, because you're progressing, which is good for assessment, but the real time is when you're not progressing. If you're struggling and you're not going to see your mentor, then who are you going to go see? The reason why you're struggling is because you can't do it on your own. Or there's some issues there that need clearing. So if you're not going to go to your mentor, the only one who's going to help you is shaitan. Exactly. So unless you want shaitan as your mentor, yeah, then when you're struggling, you need to go on. And that is the most, and that is what makes the difference between progress and not progressing. Don't care what state you're in. Don't care how bad you've fallen. Don't care if you're not doing anything. But you must see your mentor. And that is what they're there for. They're not there to judge you. And this is the beauty of those stars. They will not judge you. They're there to take you to the closeness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So no matter what state you're in, you go and see your mentor. It does not matter. The only time you failed is when you've not seen them. And that means shaitan's going to come knocking on your door then. So unless you don't want to visit from him, you go see your mentor. Right? So that's very, very important. And that is how you'll begin to see progression. Because it's not a hickory-dory journey, It's not just go straight up like that. We're human beings. We slip up. We make mistakes. But like anything in life, you have a setback. You get up and you try again. You get up and you try again. We do it in every aspect of life. Business, education. If you fail your GCSE, you don't stop to, right, that's it, I'm a failure. You reset. You find an alternative. You do something else. Because you've got to work. You've got to work. So similarly, just because you've had a setback, okay, no, I can't work for the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala. You're going to return back to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. You're going to have to face your Lord. So that's why it's very important that we see our mentor. Inshallah, and that will help us to keep on progressing. Okay? So that's also a firm intention. We need to remember that. If you've forgotten everything you've learned here today, at least make intention that I'm going to go see my mentor. Okay? Okay, now there's 2 types here. We have a support mentor, who's like your day-to-day person, who will be with you, like you have a very open relationship with them. You can contact them anytime, speak to them anytime, whenever they're available, whenever you're available. And what they do is to help and motivate you, number one. So, sometimes you have times where you're up, you're down, and maybe for whatever reason, you're not able to go to the gathering, something's happened at home, and you're just feeling a bit down. They're there, they'll give you that motivation, that little bit of more to keep you going, to give you that little push, yeah, to help and support you with any difficulties with the 5 fundamental practices. So look, you're taking this for the first time, not necessarily, some people might get it straight away, some of you might not get it, maybe you have more questions about your 5 fundamental practices like we had here. So like we had that little session then, similar, you could have that one-to-one with your mentor. Okay, I didn't understand this, okay, I'm struggling with this, I can't do my zikr properly, or, I can't do this. Like the brother mentioned, timing. What time should I do it? Generally we say find a time which is easy for you, where you find it easy. They think, okay, this time I'm always got it free. But then you make sure then that time is always free, meaning it's priority now. So if you've got to start work at 9, no one says, oh, I'm going to have a line and I'm going at 10. Yeah? If your employees called you in at 9, you're going in at 9 regardless. Ill, not well, because you're not going to get paid. So you should have that same mentality. If I've chosen this time for dhikr, yeah, to say 9 o'clock at night, that is my fixed time. There's nothing going to come. Sometimes life comes in the way. It does, something happens, an emergency. Have a backup time. And basically how I see backup time, what that means is, to me is, at all costs, I'm getting my zikr done tonight. That's what backup time means. Yeah. No matter if everything's hit the fan, I've got home 3 a.m., I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do my dhikr, regardless of what state I do in, but I'm doing it. That's what backup time is. So have 2 times in your mind. One, maybe you want to do in the morning, have night time. But if everything goes AWOL, no matter what, I'm going to do my dhikr, because it's your food, it's your spiritual food. Without it, you can't get anywhere. Yeah, Brother Fabio? Yeah, well, like we mentioned, if you've not done your daily dhikr, then that sleep should be sacrificed for that daily dhikr. Because it's the nutrition, your body needs the nutrition. Yeah? It's like Saturday, we wake up, the body needs the nutrition. Similarly, the soul needs its daily nutrition. Yeah? Is there anything you wanted to ask me?
If you're not 20 minutes, can you do 10 minutes other than not doing at all?
So basically, if you're struggling to do 20 minutes, which I don't see we should be struggling, because, like we mentioned, phone, Netflix, we do that for way more than 20 minutes. But for whatever reason, you're struggling to do 20 minutes, then you can do a little bit less. But the bare minimum should be 20. But if for whatever reason, there's a problem you've had or something, right, then you know what, for however long you can do, try to do it. But don't do it less. At least, don't put a cap on, but as much as you can do it, try to do it for 20, aim for 20 minutes. And if whatever you get to before that and you think, I can't do no more, that's it. But your aim is always 20 minutes. Yeah? Aim is always 20 minutes. But if for whatever reason, you've knocked out or you're not feeling well or you get really ill and maybe after 10 minutes you stop, okay, fair enough. But the intention should always be, never should the intention be, I'm going to do 5 minutes. That's a trick. That's a trick from shaitan, because eventually it becomes 0 minutes. Yeah? Intention should always be 20 minutes. If something happens while I'm doing dhikr and I can't complete it, okay, do as much as you can. But intention is always 20 minutes. Yeah? Clear? Yeah? Okay. Now, mashallah, like yourselves have mentioned, you've seen a lot of those ustads. So generally those ustads, the senior ustads, and their role is to assess your progress as well. So you can say generally, more folks, they assess your sheets, but also they assess your spiritual progress. So for example, where you're traveling spiritually, they will guide you, okay, where to go now, what to do, what not to do, what to focus on. Yeah? So the ustads, they will have a more deeper and sort of look into your spiritual progress. Where are you getting spiritually? Where's your journey going, your spiritual journey? Okay? Then if for whatever reason you're not progressing, then they will look into your sheets. Okay, what's going on here? Yeah? Because like we said, the sheets affect the spiritual journey. Then when they will look deeper, I think, okay, if you're doing it every day, there's got to be something affecting it. Yeah? And then those stars, generally, they give permission to change sheets or dhikr. So they're the ones who give the permission, even to your support mentor. At times he will also be maybe allowed to change it, but that will always be by the permission of the ustad. Yeah? So sometimes your sheet will be changed by your support mentor, but no, that's always by a permission from the ustad. So when we say give permission to change sheets or zikr, that's only the ustads do that. And then it could be that they will tell the support mentor that, okay, this brother can change his sheet, and through that you'll get your guidance. Sometimes they might give you direct, sometimes they might come through your support mentor. Do you understand that? Yeah, that's why it's important that you keep in contact with your support mentor as well as your ustad, because sometimes guidance may come through them. Yep.
So Brother Shabir is my mentor.
Yep.
So who would my ustad be? I would be told.
So that will be a person. So when we do the sheet, that's a personal preference. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because really with them it's more assessing your spiritual journey, unless they give guidance to Brother Shabir that, okay, look, you can carry on with this. Or even more so easier, put it this way, as long as, which I'm going to go on to next, is we have a group for spiritual experiences. All those stars are on that group. So unless it's something very, very personal, which you think, no, I cannot post that on here, then you post everything on there, and then the stars will give you your feedback. Also, we have special days for the Muraqabah Maraj, which I'm going to go into in a bit more detail, but I'm going to go into that in a bit more detail. Okay, so provide feedback for your spiritual experience, we mentioned that, and provide any specific difficulties which support mentors cannot help with. So if there's something you and your support mentor trying to find a solution and maybe you're not getting there, then they will sit back with the Ustad. Maybe they'll start themselves, okay, I'll speak to him, or they'll give some advice and you'll work together to deal with the issue. Yeah? So we're clear on that as well, yeah? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to register. So whoever's not, I think majority have not registered on Prophetic Path. Many of, so this is our database where everyone gets registered, all the names, everyone's put there. And the purpose of this is, so for example, you know, we can manage and assess, you know, how the relationship's going, how is everything going. To say something, maybe your mentor's had a few issues, we have to change your mentor, it's all there, the progress is there. So what I want you to do is scan this QR code, please. This is where your phones are needed. Eh? No, this one you don't need the WhatsApp cam. Oh, well, yeah, you put it in your WhatsApp cam. So once you've scanned it and the website comes up, just let me know. Are we all on the website, yeah? So I'm just going to be with you like a second. Yeah. Sign up. Yeah. On the... That's fine, 1 second. Okay, yeah, it's 1 second. Just give us 1 second. Okay, so Brother Ahmed, can you put the screen on, please? So is everyone on there, yeah? Is anyone not on there? Everyone's on there, yeah? Yeah, so okay, just to show you, so now your screen should be like this. Huh? Just go on the website then. And then what I want you to do is scroll down and you'll see Brothers Registration. Have you not got a phone? Okay. Can we hotspot him? Hamza, can you hotspot him? Yeah, he'll hotspot you, the brother next to you. Yeah, Hamza, hotspot him. We've got Kamar here. MashaAllah. Inshallah, we'll wait. So our brothers on? Yeah? Okay. So, has everyone clicked on this? So, brothers registration. So you click on here, right? And you've got this form. Now I want you to fill this form in. Just what? Brothers, can I have your attention for a second? If you just look at the screen. If you look at this form, there's one bit here that says mentor. So some of you have already met your mentors. So put your mentor there. Now, if there's someone specific who you want, for example, on a Ustad or a support, put their names there, yeah? And then inshallah you'll be contacted to know, okay, this is your Ustad, this is your support mentor, yeah? So if you already have a PP mentor, so just put whoever you want to put, whichever Ustad, if there's a preference, put your preference in. And for a support, if there's a preference, like I would like the brother to support me, put that in, and then whoever we can give you, then inshallah we'll arrange that with you. So what if you've got Ustad and you haven't got a support? That's fine, just put it in. And you say, look, I would require a support mentor. If you feel that you need it, then by all means put it in. But if you feel like you're progressing well, that's fine. So I'm going to give you literally about 5 minutes just to finish this, then we can count, because there's other things I need you to do as well. So as soon as once you're registered, put your phones away. So a couple of minutes. That's everything. Brother Naveed, can you start with a little help you out, Brother Naveed, on the... If you want to, you can. Okay, it's entirely up to you. Whoever you want to put. You put whatever you want, inshallah. No problem, no qualms.
Big problem with this, going to the masjid. Big problem.
Inshallah.
Everything else is
you want the, just if... if you go on propheticpath.co.uk, it'll come on. Yeah, go Prophetic Path. Chubby? So can you just stop the brother? What's going on here? To put it back on. Okay, 1 second. QR code. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, just go on now, brothers. Yeah, go on. Right, get your attention back now, inshallah. Okay, so hopefully if you've got any problems with that, inshallah we can get that sorted afterwards. Right, so now the next thing is how you can stay connected. So what else you can do? So one is the mentor, but also we have regular gatherings. And these are very important gatherings. This way you can see the teacher will give regular gatherings, those ustads. You can have one-to-ones there, for example, with those ustads there. There's a lot going on in these gatherings. But more so, then this is like your weekly dosage of motivation. Yeah? So it's very important. And a lot of the times, the general feedback we get from others, when they come to these gatherings, they feel as though whatever was going on in the week gets answered. Whoever attends these gatherings regularly, be it online, be it physical, the feedback we always get is that whenever we go to these gatherings, we feel as though whatever was going through the week has been answered when a person goes with the right niyat. So that's why never miss this. Obviously, you're in different areas, and we do have other different places where you can go. For example, brothers in Maidenhead, you've got around that area walking in London or whatever's closer. In the northwest, we've got three Zawiyahs here. Got Bolton, Hyde, Oldham, okay. And the Monday ones, so the Friday ones are a general gathering of Nasiya and Dhikr. And the Monday gathering is specifically for the Ascensions. So where you'll do a collective one like you did here with those ustads, and then you get to give feedback. So if you really want to give feedback about something, then that's your time to do that Monday, where you want to get some direct guidance. Then Monday's Ascensions are very, very strong as well. And they help with your journey. They're a part of your journey, your spiritual journey. Yeah. So ideally, you want to be attending both. And Monday one more so for the Ascensions, they're a need. The Monday one is a need. Because that directly affects your progress on your spiritual journey. Yeah? So make sure both you don't miss, but make sure as most priority, Monday is not missed at all. Okay? Okay, that's that. And then these are just the different groups that we've got. So Facebook you can keep up there. We've got like a little, you could say like a community group where you want to ask and things, and brothers can answer there. On YouTube, we've got our Tariqa Muhammadiyya channel where all the videos are there. And we've got another one, TM live streams also. And then we've got Zawiyah.org where literature and everything is on there, information about the course and other literatures. For example, you've got these little the course books, and you've got these little other leaflets, all these sort of things. What to do, what to pray in your holiday. You've got all of these things there. Okay, and then the other thing which I want you to do is, like I mentioned, we have a group where you post your feedback. So anytime you do the ascension at home, wherever, and you want to post feedback, we have a group for that as well. So I'll need yourselves again just to scan this QR code and you'll join the group right away. So as quick as possible, if you can do this, please, then... so you got to do this with your WhatsApp camera, by the way. It's got it written there as well. So here, all those stars are there. Azab themselves are there. So therefore, it's just very important. This is not a chat group. Yeah, this is not a chat group. This is strictly for your ascension. And the only people who are allowed to reply in this group are the Hazrat Sahib and the Ustads. So I hope brothers have heard that clearly, that this group is only for you to post feedback. The only people that are allowed to respond is the Ustads or Hazrat Sahib. Yeah, no, it's not a chat group. If anything like that goes on, unfortunately you will be removed. Because there's a certain adab that has to be on that group. So you'll be given a warning. If anyone carries on, then unfortunately you will be removed. So this is how important it is that on this group, it's only your feedback, and even if you get a response, that's it. You don't need to respond back. Unless you want to respond separately or something, that's different. Yeah? But no responding back, just your feedback. Okay? That's clear. Has everyone managed to join? If someone's not joined, then let me know. Because I need to move on swiftly.
The feedback, do you have to type it?
Yeah. No, type. Sorry, thank you for mentioning that. Typing, yeah. That's a cheat way, a good way, but a cheat way. Has to be typed. Yeah, remember that. Inshallah, you will become good.
So what is it essentially for us to use for?
So just say you've had a spiritual experience, so you've done your spiritual journey, you've done the life. Now you want to give your feedback. You've seen this, you've seen that. You've not seen something, you're struggling. You put your feedback on there. Okay, this is what's happened. And then an Ustad will give you a response. That, okay, this is what you need to do. So basically, it's basically like how you had the feedback sessions, it's just on a WhatsApp group. So even though you might be anywhere in the world doing your ascensions, but you know that I can give my feedback in and I'll get a response. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. No, this one you can, it's just the other one, he posts in other groups because there's quite a few and some are full. No, so what it is, some brothers are on two groups, you see. So this, what it is, there's not space on the first group, so brothers have been put here. So brothers who have had experience, so that's a good thing Haji Sahib does as a favour to us, that if brothers have had an experience on another group, he'll put it on here for your benefit as well. So you can benefit from the experience. So we've got loads of these groups because obviously we've got loads of people travelling. So some groups are full. So we've had to make other ones. That's why it says two. But the same Ustads on there on here anyway. So there's no difference. It's just that one's full and this one's got space. Yep. So through your mentor. So very important. Brothers can have your attention. We need to quickly go because iftar time's coming as well. So for the Monday and Friday gatherings, you will get messages personally from your mentors. If not failing that, you will definitely get a message on their Breeze group. Everything comes to their Breeze group. Your Monday majlis, your Friday majlis, any summer camps, anything going on, it will come on here. If not, your mentor will message you. Summer, yeah. So summer on Zoom, YouTube. The links are all there. So it'll all be all the information you need will be there, inshallah. So as soon as once it's done, whenever basically your best experience or your worst experience, post it on there. Yeah. Okay. So just swiftly moving on. This just tells you our overall events that we have going on, and basically, like we mentioned, if you want an event in your locality, then you can contact the brothers, i.e. myself, and for sisters who may be online, the main ustadas, you can contact them. There's numbers there you can ring, and by any event you want, healing, spiritual, anything, a bayan, we can organize that for you. Yeah, that's not an issue. Just contact the relevant people and that can be sorted, or even send an email. Finally, we've got a very important form for you which we need you to finish. It's your last one and then you're free to go. Is this feedback form. Yeah, so just take a snapshot and then you can fill that in your own time. But it's very important you do, Because based on your feedback, then we can take and improve these, programs more and more. So please do make sure you fill this form in. Yeah. And the link will also be in Itikaf group, just in case. Yeah, this is a normal camera. Yeah.
So just take a picture of it.
Yeah, just take a picture of it, or you just scan it, and you can go on afterwards. So inshallah, we can conclude here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah, Ustadh Siraj. Can I have your attention, please? Jazakallah to Ustadh Siraj for that very useful session. And give us feedback. This form that we are sharing with you, we actually want to hear from you, even if it's negative feedback. We are only here to improve things going forwards, and we value every person's feedback. What I'd like to do now, before Maghrib, Iftar now, is just to sort of do a little section here to thank some of the people who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to help us, to serve us, to facilitate us. Because without their support, without their facilitation, we wouldn't be able to sit here and deliver all these discourses, and you wouldn't be able to and listen to all these particular programs that have been prepared for yourself. Well, you have to remember, somebody sent me a picture yesterday. They went to their local masjid, and they went to a local masjid, and there was only one person sitting itikaf, one person. And even that bichara was at a curtain in the corner, and he was isolated away, disconnected from the world. And this is the experience that most of us have had when we were growing up, that when you think about itikaf, that you're shielded away in the corner with a curtain draped around, and you're not allowed to talk to anyone, and it's like a silence for the next 10 days, and somebody's bringing food for you from home. That's why you're sitting in your local masjid. But here, look, people have come from far afield. I've come from Birmingham. Well, several people have come from Birmingham. People have come from London. Brother Nizam came from Scotland. And it's only possible because there's facilities here where you are being served. Otherwise, what would you have been doing? You have to only go to your local masjid because your family you need to rely upon your family to come and bring food for you. And here, look how dynamic that environment is. Look how, exciting it is, because we have so many like-minded brothers. We talk to them. We share our experiences with them. We are on a journey together. And most importantly, look how much effort goes into preparing these lessons. You've had day 9 today, right, of the actual Itikaf daytime course. So you've had literally 10, we have 10 presentations we normally have prepared for you for the 10 days. A Ustad comes every single day to deliver a discourse. Today was Imam Qais. And that lovely presentation that they showed you? I know how many days they have spent in preparing that presentation. We don't just wake up one day and say, okay, what should we talk about today then? Okay, then let's talk about the Jal, the fitna, and the solutions. We have been discussing this since January. What are we going to talk about this particular Ramadan, right? Then a theme comes out. Should we talk about this theme, that theme, this theme? Right, let's develop the theme now. All the various threads come out of it. So day 1, we'll talk about this. Day 2, we're going to talk about this. Okay, who's going to do that? Then the tasks get allocated. Then people go away to prepare their presentations. So a lot of effort goes into this. What I'd like to request is our Hidma and kitchen brothers to come please towards the front on the right-hand side. And I can ask our honorable Ustads as well to please come to the front. Can I request our Ustads and trainers to come as well? Okay. Yeah. Take it, DC on the right, stand on the right. Stand on the right for the trainers and ustads. Okay, just want to mention, not everybody is here. This is just some of the team. These brothers work in the kitchen, some cooking, some serving, some washing up, and even to the extent that they have to clean toilets for me and you. Yeah, this is what I call selfless, service. Selfless. There's no need. Nobody's paying them. They're doing it purely for the riza of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we have to acknowledge and recognize that. And this is also a good tarbiyah for each and every single one of us as well. You really get the qurb of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you're actually serving people. By me sitting here and just learning, I'm just benefiting myself. But by serving others, look how many other people you are benefiting. I'm trying to remember the saying now. I hope I get it right. Ibadat se jannat milti hai aur khidmat se khuda. Yeah? I'm talking about MashaAllah. So, kitchen staff, brothers, I just want to mention, we have Brother Shaukat, if he's here. Okay, that's okay. Brother Ilyas, Brother Farooq, Brother Ghaffar, Brother Shabir, Brother Kamran, Brother Liaquat. As I mentioned, not all of them are here yet. Some of them come in the evening, some of them come earlier on to do the cooking. In the Hidma team, we have Brother Waqas, Samir, Musa, Luqman, Isa, Binyamin, Rafael, Habib, Mustafa, Tafazzal, Kamar, Nijam, Hansab, Naveed, Faizan, Ibrahim, Sharir, Brother Amar, Iftihar, Yasser, Ehtisham, Lala Nawaz, Afzal, Adil, Munir. And also, we must acknowledge our brothers in the media as well. The media brothers working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that even the online participants have a great experience, because our sisters and daughters, mothers at home who are able to participate in these beautiful discourses, it's only been possible if we have the media facilities to be able to do that. So I'd like to acknowledge and thank also Brother Nur Alam, Brother Mujtaba, Wasim, Awais, Hamid, Imran, Sahir, Abdullah, Ansar, and Nasser. And then, of course, you have the teachers, right? So as I've mentioned to you before, they have spent a lot of time also, many weeks before, trying to prepare these discourses. Dr. Shah Alam, Ustadh Sajid, Ustadh Abdul Rahim, Imam Kes, Ustadh Harun, Ustadh Majid, Ustadh Zafar, Ustadh Ejaz, Ustadh Abdullah, Ustadh Shabir, Haji Gulfam, Imam Muhammad, Ustadh Shaban, Ustadh Siraj, Ustadh Abed. And we have a marketing team where mainly it's a one-man show. Brother Nadeem, because of his marketing, you were able to book on Eventbrite and receive posters and trailers. So if I can request our honorable ustads to please come towards the front, on the right. Other brothers who have helped, Brother Husnain, Brother Rasab, Brother Hamza Ali, and Brother Walid. So, as you know, a whole system, infrastructure behind the scenes, which we very rarely sometimes notice and let alone acknowledge. And today, we want to acknowledge and honor all of these brothers. And without them, this would not be possible. And it's not just this time. They've been doing it for years and years. And alhamdulillah, it's nice to see even youngsters are now coming to the forefront, being part of the new Hidma team. And we're always encouraging new talent, whether it's in Hidma, in kitchen, it's also on the trainers and ustads team as well. We are always encouraging new talents, new people to come forward and deliver, because we want to share this message worldwide. We don't want to just stick to Bolton, because there have been times that we've had simultaneously events happening around the country on one weekend, probably 3 or 4 weekends. That's why we need trained people to be able to go out and deliver whenever a need is required. So we're not relying on just a handful of people. Our teacher, Sheikh Ahmed Dabag, is creating leaders. Just remember that they are in the habit and process of creating leaders and not followers. This is the difference with their teachings and their sort of, shall I say, silsila, and how they sort of operate, is that they're not interested in creating followers where people are just coming and they are the ones who are just relating their sort of gushs and dreams, and you guys get inspired by that, and then you go away into your own homes and just say, mashallah, subhanallah, we have a peer, we have a murshid, we have a guide. Here is a guide who is showing you the path to reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and empowering you to then go and empower others and developing leaders. This is an example, mashallah. You know, these are brothers who have been directly trained by Sheikh Ahmad Dabag, and they are becoming leaders in their own right to go. Ustadh Sajid has just been on a road trip to America for over a month, and we're hearing some fascinating stories from them. So, you know, I think I've said enough. Time is critical. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honor all of them. And I'm going to, and sorry, event managers, Brother Majid, who's been getting everyone together here on the stage, Brother Jabir, and who else was it? Okay, just to wrap up, I'm going to request Hafiqul Farm to come forward and do a brief dua for us, please. Sorry, Imam Kestan, if
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyid al-Mursaleen. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Rahman fi dunya wal akhirah. Ya Rabbil Alameen. We thank you for your countless and endless blessings, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, make us of the grateful ones. Ya Rabbil Alameen. Shower your mercy and your rahmat, Ya Allah, upon all of us. Forgive us for all our shortcomings and all our laziness in this month. Ya Allah, accept all our good deeds. Ya Rabbal Alameen, forgive and have mercy and purify all our families, all our relatives, all the ummah of your beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ya Rabbal Alameen, even the non-Muslims, Ya Allah, grant them the light of Iman. Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, grant our Master, Ya Rabbal Alameen, the best of health, Ya Rabbal Alameen, and complete shifa. Ya Allah, remove their pain, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, forgive us for being the cause of this pain. Ya Allah, save us from being the cause of this pain in the future. Unite our hearts with love and respect for each other, Ya Rabbal Alameen. So, as the brothers have mentioned, so we can take this message to the corners of the world. Ya Rabbal Alameen, give us the wisdom, give us the knowledge, give us the means, the capacity and the strength, Ya Rabbal Alameen, to support our Master in this mission, Ya Allah, to our last breath. Ya Rabbal Alameen, I beg of you, Ya Allah, all our relatives who have left this world in a state of Iman, Ya Allah, have mercy on them. Our parents, our uncles and aunties, brothers and sisters, whoever, Ya Allah, and all the Muslims out of the humans and the jinnats who left this world, Ya Allah, have mercy on all of them. Ya Allah, those parents who are alive, Ya Allah, give them a long life. Ya Allah, give those people the ability to serve their parents, Ya Allah, and appreciate them, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Rabbal Alameen, Ya Allah, we have really wasted this Ramadan, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Please forgive us and allow us to see the next Ramadan, Ya Allah, and prepare for it like the companions used to do, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Rabbal Alameen, help the Muslims who are suffering all over the world, wherever they may be, in Palestine, in Kashmir, in Pakistan, in Syria, Africa, wherever they are, Ya Allah, help them. Ya Allah, the people are suffering with starvation, with hunger, Ya Allah, with oppression. Ya Allah, even the oppressors, Ya Rabbal Alameen, guide them, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, protect us from the shaitans, and especially the big shaitans when they're released, Ya Rabbal. Protect us from the evil of our nafs. Purify our nafs, Ya Allah, so it become an aid for us, Ya Allah, so we can attain your closeness and pleasure. Ya Rabbal Alameen, elevate the status of your beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with every moment, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Send our Islam in their blessed presence. and with their wasila, all the prophets and the ummas, the blessed parents of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all the Sahaba, all the Ahlul Bayt, all the Shuhada, all the awliyaullah, Bilhusus and our Master Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh, Sayyidina Abdul Qadir Jalani, and all the Mashaykhs of all the Turks, Ya Allah, raise their status. Ya Allah, bless them. Ya Allah, thank them. There's nothing we can do to thank them, Ya Rabbal Alameen, but you can thank them in the best way, Ya Allah, and especially our Master, Hazrat Sayyidina Shaykh Ahmad Dabbagh, Hafizullah, Ya Allah, thank them, Ya Allah, bless them, raise their status with every moment, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, forgive us for not following their teaching in the way is deserved to follow, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, allow us to become those true seekers. Ya Allah, purify our intentions, our organs, our minds and hearts and souls. So when we meet you, Ya Allah, we're in a purified state, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Rabbal Alameen, keep us alive with Islam. Take our lives with Iman. Whatever good your beloved Prophet ﷺ asked for, Ya Allah, we also ask for a share of that. And whatever they seek refuge in, Ya Allah, we also seek refuge in you. Allahumma ya Rabbi bijahi Sayyidina Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ijma bayni wa bayna Sayyidina Muhammad ibn Abdullah fi dunya qabla al-akhirah. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
One second. Sorry, I forgot to thank our online participants who've also been greatly participating from all over the world. So please continue to keep in touch, and your mentors and all the various groups. And also, final message, by having this dua now and acknowledging everyone is no way an endorsement that tomorrow is Eid. Yeah. So we've done this now simply because tomorrow we get a bit rushed, everyone's rushing to go, and also I'm aware that some brothers are leaving today, so that's why we wanted to honor all these lovely people. So that's the main reason. So inshallah, get ready now for iftar. Let's make our way up.